Whovians. So, as you may have seen the last couple of days on this channel, I made a video, the first video in like 2 months, announcing my return and also the announcement of a new project. The following day, which was yesterday, at the time you'll be watching this video, or the time this video goes out at least, there was a teaser trailer for the fan audios. This is another project alongside the main fan film series that I've had on the go for about 2-3 years now. I started working on it during lockdown and I have mentioned it here and there on the channel. Yeah, it's finally completed. That took a lot longer than I thought. It's my first time properly editing any audio drama based content, and I didn't think there could be anything more tedious and long-winded than editing fan films together in a live action medium, but oh my god, editing audio dramas together, that's a whole other shebang, that is. But the series is finally done. I'm happy to announce that. If you haven't seen the first teaser trailer yet, which came out yesterday at the time of this video's original upload, then there'll be a link for it in the description. It only gives you a little glimpse, but it is a teaser. Just like I did for series 1 of the live action fan films a few years back, we're going to do a little everything you need to know summary video, basically, that I think would be a good idea to put out for people to see before they watch the series when it comes out in a couple of weeks' time. Let's see if I can get through this video without tripping up any more words, shall we? So the fan audios, these were originally intended to be a little quick project that I could put together in the space of a few months back when the COVID lockdowns happened in 2020. I originally intended to have them out by the end of that year as a sort of placeholder piece of content, I guess, given how the fan film series was going to be put on hold for a while due to the lockdowns, because we weren't able to go out and film for series 2 for about a year, really. We did make a bit of progress here and there on a few scenes, but any major filming was just delayed for like a whole 12 to 18 months. It was really frustrating. So the audios were originally meant to be released sort of at the end of 2020, start of 2021, as a sort of a shorter piece of fan film based content to keep you all going during the time before series 2, but that never happened. Partly due to my procrastination and partly due to me not realising how big of an undertaking even just a short series of audio dramas was going to be to put together. It was certainly a challenge, but we've got there now. They're ready to go. It took a couple of years longer than I thought, but they're finally here. So, a few things I feel I should maybe clarify. They're essentially just additional little adventures set within the same timeline as the live-action fan films. This first series is a collection of 6 new episodes that take place at various points during fan film series 1. So it's not going to be brand new content that's going to be post series 1, it's going to be episodes that take place at various gaps in between the first series. In the description of each episode, at the very top of the description, there will be a little clarification as to exactly where each of these audio stories takes place. So there will be a little thing that says, this story takes place in between fan film episodes X and Y, or something along those lines. So there'll be a nice little bit of clarification there if it's not too obvious as to exactly where these episodes take place. Yeah, it sees a return of the Doctor and Alice as the main characters, and given how some of these episodes take place before, spoiler alert for fan film series 1, the live action episodes, but given how some of these episodes take place before Lewis Redfield's death in the penultimate story of that series, he will also feature as a secondary companion in some of the episodes. So it's bringing back the Doctor, Alice and Lewis as the main characters. In terms of side characters, there's a lot of new and original characters, a couple of returning characters and villains that we've seen before in fan film series 1. There's a nice mix of old and new in this new set of stories. The episode lengths are a lot longer than they were in fan film series 1. I've managed to get onto quite a good cycle with my writing, I think, where I can consistently produce scripts that are around 40 to 50 pages long, and so the episodes are a lot longer. The episodes in this audio series range between about 44 to 55 minutes. So they're good length episodes. They're like proper TV length, the same length that you'd expect to see in an actual Doctor Who episode. So there's a lot more substance to these episodes now, I think, as my writing is definitely improved since I wrote the first series of live action episodes. The episode titles are Frozen Assets, The Human Alteration, The Night That Time Forgot, War of the Carla, Legacy of the Doctor, and Doctor Who. That's with a question mark at the end. What do some of these titles mean? I'm not gonna say. The teaser trailer was released a day before this video, but there will be another 2 trailers over the coming weeks, one of which will be a shorter trailer and the second one will be a full-length trailer with a release date at the end for the first episode. The episodes are going to air at 7 PM on Saturday nights for 6 weeks, starting with the release of episode 1, the release date of which will be at the end of the 3rd and final trailer. Yeah, we've got a good mix of villains in this one as well. We've got a couple returning ones from the official Doctor Who show and a few original ones here and there. I think I got some pretty interesting concepts for a couple of these stories too. I really tried to do something a bit different. These audios really were, while they did start out as just a little project to try and put some extra episodes out during the lockdowns when we couldn't film anything for series 2 or anything substantial, I feel like this project has kind of evolved into more of a opportunity to do stories that we really couldn't do in live action. So we've got some really ambitious episodes this time around, and I think we've done a pretty good job with them. I hope you're all going to like them. Hopefully you do. We'll wait and see. We're keeping the same kind of musical style that we had in the first series. There's a lot of reused tracks from live action series 1, as well as a few additional ones here and there. I've got a couple returning voice actors this time around that you might recognise from the main series, as well as a handful of new ones. I've actually been out and hired a few voice actors for some small roles in these episodes, so there'll be a few new voices around the second half of the series, which is probably for the best because, especially the last 2 episodes, there's quite a large character list, so we definitely needed to bring in a few extra voices for that. So you can look forward to hearing a few additional voices this time around, which I think will be a little bit more interesting. One of the voice actors we've got in is Edward Hudek, who's another YouTuber. I'll link his channel and website in the description of this video if I remember to. He's also done the cover art for episodes 4, 5 and 6 of this series, so shout out to him for doing a great job with the cover art for the second half of the series. Oh, and most importantly, I think, if anyone's concerned about whether they need to listen to these audios to understand the live action episodes, no, you don't have to. They aren't compulsory listening. I'm aware that not everyone who's into Doctor Who is also a fan of listening to audio dramas. I know some people can't really get into them for whatever reason, one reason or another. That's okay. So I've made it so while there are a few plot threads that do tie in to the live action stories, you definitely need to have seen the live action episodes to really get a good context of what's going on in the audios, so definitely go check out series 1 on the channel if you haven't already. But you don't need to listen to the audios necessarily to get a good feel of what's going on in the live action stories, and this applies going forwards with series 2, 3, etc. as well of the fan film series, where I'm planning to continue both the live action and the audio series alongside each other over the next few years. You will have to watch the live action episodes to understand the context of the audios, but vice versa, that won't be necessary. It's like you don't have to have seen Classic Who to enjoy New Who, but there are a few little things here and there that you will appreciate more if you have seen Classic Who. It's going to be the same thing here going forwards. There's a few things that I planted into the audios that will crop up in the live action stories, but not in any major capacity. In terms of this channel's regular content, while the audios are going out, they're going to be going out weekly, as previously mentioned. I'm not going to be uploading any other content to this channel during that time. I'm going to wait until the series is finished, and then I'm going to resume regular content again, because I feel like it's a bit more professional looking and it's a little bit more easier to follow if there aren't random, like, costume ranking videos that take place in between a couple episodes being broadcast. I don't know. So we're going to have one long stretch of 6 episodes weekly, and then we'll be resuming regular content for anybody worried about that. With all that said, I hope that was at least semi-consistent. This wasn't scripted, this is just going off the top of my head. I hope I did a good job of explaining some things to you, and I hope you've got a better understanding of how this audio series is going to pan out. So that was everything you need to know about the fan audio series. There will be a couple more trailers being released over the coming weeks, but trust me, the first episode is not far away at all, so I hope you all look forward to it. And yeah, with all that said, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, keep an eye out for the next couple of trailers, and I hope to see you all when the episodes come out. Au revoir, everybody.